Good morning, Ambazonia. Today, na number 17 day for the month of August 2021. My name na Capo Daniel, Sense Pass King, the Deputy Defense Chief of the Ambazonia Defense Forces. Welcome to my daily podcast to you. Good citizens of Ambazonia, I come today for the Ambazonia people with good news as the Taliban Mujahideen fighters they ran capture the capital city, Kabul, for Afghanistan after a week of lightning speed overtake of the Taliban government, where the American government it has spent billions and billions for maintain them for power against the will of the vast majority of Afghanistan people.
Properties, their lives are safe. There will be no revenge on anyone. We are the servant of the people and of this country. Our leadership have instructed our forces to remain at the gate of the Kabul, not to enter the city. We are awaiting a peaceful transfer of power.
Now the Taliban, their spokesperson, he give that statement for the press. For over the years, the international media, BBC, CNN, and all the major news network, they call the Taliban as terrorist forces, harbor of Osama bin Laden, whatsoever name they throw them for them. The Americans and the Allied, they make the Taliban be invisible for the rest of the war. They were painted black. Today, the same CNN, BBC, they congratulate the Taliban for take over Afghanistan. They not just take over Afghanistan, they be now equipped with weapons where the American government it provide them for the Afghanistan army for over 30,000 troops. They now also be empowered by one of the best air force with the American government it provide them for the Afghanistan people, including drones, military tech, hardware, and so on. The Taliban is far more stronger today than any other time in their history. This is a very good message to the Ambazonian people who have been stigmatized, called all sorts of names by the colonial administration of Yaoundé, powered by the French government of Emmanuel Macron. If there is any lesson for Ambazonian people for draw from the takeover of Afghanistan by the Taliban, now for say, no foreign country can impose its rule over another country forever. If the Taliban, if you win for Afghanistan against America, the most powerful nation on the world, Ambazonia could definitely win over La République du Cameroon. Just like the Taliban, all sort of names them, they don't give for Ambazonian revolution, all sort of enabler them, they don't participate for the colonial administration, they don't suppress them. Some people go on for ask the Afghanistan people, why the America be deter people me they fear. They be deter them say the Taliban, it go to kill people, it go to cut people their head, it go to bring nothing but suffer for the Afghanistan people. Who said the Taliban people they come out? Why they not be the die all? Now because those people them they represent the indigenous people them for that country. That is the will of the people of Afghanistan to govern themselves without foreign interference. No matter how long it don't take, no matter the lies and the power of the media to shape the narrative. Finally, the Afghanistan people they will have a chance to decide for themselves what type of system they want to build to better suit their own citizens. The Americans cannot love the Afghanistan people more than the Afghanistans themselves. Over the years, the Afghanistan's people they don't try for fit in with enablers them. They receive money for America, the bribery and corruption for join the administration where we be imposed on the Ambazonian of the Afghanistan people them, where we be full with corruption because now the very nature of such regime where they be pushed on people them against their will. Just like Afghanistan, Ambazonian people they don't be in a spirit of soul searching, looking for which way to turn to but they know one thing where they want them. They want separation and they want independence from La République du Cameroon. It's a battle that the nationalists are determined, just like the Taliban, to fight until the last man standing till the southern Cameroon territory is free from foreign subjugation and from foreign rule. It is inevitable that Cameroon will pull its troops and its administration out of Ambazonia.
Then, in future, we will have an Afghan inclusive Islamic government in which all Afghans will have participation. Participation means that we will have in the government other Afghans. They will be part, we will have them in the future government.
One thing we Ambazonian them need to take note na say the Afghanistan Taliban, they don't liberate their country without forming any government. As a matter of fact, they don't have a government in place. Even a government in waiting, they don't focus on fighting the enemy, winning over territory, setting up customary laws to enable the civilians to live within a war transitional period. This is not the case in Ambazonia, unfortunately, despite numerous advice, even from a firm, a law firm, paid by the Skakuf. The Ambazonians were warned not to create a so-called government during a liberation struggle because it is going to be problematic, it is going to degenerate into problems for Ambazonians. And even if they were to create something like a government, it will not be legitimate, it will not have the power of sovereignty, and it will be a joke to the Ambazonian people. Honorable Joseph Weber, in his speech for United Kingdom, he talks say that is the greatest mistake Ambazonians have made, and we are paying a huge price for that mistake. Professor Carson Anyangwe, one of Ambazonia's biggest legal mind, he then state the same. It was a mistake. Milton Takang, he then state the same. It was a mistake. We are paying a big price. And one person has the power to reverse this poisonous ideology. That person is the person who brings to us the IG concept, Seseko Ayok Tabi, who had promised the Ambazonian people, after installing his acting lieutenant, Yerima, that they are going to have a period of transition into transforming the IG into a proper revolutionary structure that is going to reflect the reality of the state of the British Southern Cameroon, which is an occupied territory. Unfortunately, that organization have been hijacked, and a bunch of petty politicians have tried desperately to undermine liberation efforts, putting their so-called internet IG beyond everything. Listen to a conversation between one of those people that sympathizes with the ideology of an IG with this overall Supreme Commander of the Ambazonia Defense Forces, General Efang, aka Big Number.
Everybody has his own approach. That's what I understand now.
Then you have in the beginning you put the voter side. That I need to join.
No, I did not take side until I was able to understand what you have said now.
Just as he go to play, I go to put a little bit perspective. These are those individuals who waste their time forcing the Ambazonian Defense Forces and the Ambazonian Governing Council to get into an alliance with Sako Ikome, the splinter group of the IG. The position of the Ambazonian Governing Council is that the splinter IG group is not a legitimate representation of the IG group, and they should stand on their own and on their own right. With all the evidence we have so far, Samuel Ikome, Sako, Chris Anu, and the rest of the team that have engaged and indulged in the Swiss talk have compromised the core demand of the people of the Southern Cameroon to seek for independence in favor of a federal system, not because it will benefit the interests of the people of the Southern Cameroon, but because of their personal benefit. Knowing this, it will be suicidal and a compromise to what we are fighting for we to join a group of people who have accepted something less than what we are fighting for. Therefore, we will continue to focus to liberate our country and fight for Ambazonian freedom. Those along the way who realize themselves, will realign themselves to fight for what is true, what is authentic, what is just, what is honorable, and worth our effort. Before we continue with the audio from General Efang, I want to play just a small excerpt of a speech with Dr. Cho Ayaba, the leader of our war effort. He addressed them for soldiers them within a forum of soldiers. There is a part there I want you to listen.
Individuals rise up and begin to use their power to think they can politicize, the defense of the homeland. You will be manipulated for the rest of your life because you yourself, you are corrupt. Any of you aligning yourself with a corrupt, ineffective foundation, you are wasting your time. You will fight for the next 100 years under them. They don't know where they are going. They don't have a road map. For them, it is politics of power.
For them, it is politics of power.
You will be manipulated for the rest of your life because you yourself, you are corrupt.
You will be manipulated for the rest of your life. That is what will happen to Ambazonia if they allow these cankerworms, these parasites called the IG, to lead our way even in negotiation or to freedom. You will suffer for the rest of your life. The foundation is bad. Their principle is non-existence. Their nature of scavengers is worse than La République du Cameroun. In the word of Berata Mark, he would prefer to give a bullet to Chris Anu than to kill Paul Biya. That is as bad as it gets. Before we get there, I would like to play an excerpt of Chris Anu, where he talk say, if you ever buy gun, if you know place a bullet, how much did it cost bullet? But now the same person where the campaign for raise money, say the one use the money for buy bullet. When I listen.
I don't know how to buy a single, not even a bullet.
So now Chris Anu that the talk say he don't know how to buy bullet, he never ever buy a single bullet. These people them, including even John Bakuro, unfortunately, I hope he don't change. Time where did he hear or did he want prepare for negotiation, all man the talk say they no one buy gun. Their group they never ever use the word gun, they call on sticks or granite, they use other names because they play corny. No be say it be dangerous for talk so you want buy gun. Anyway, they live for country where people that they own gun, people then get right for buy gun for self-defense. The reason why all these people that they always fear for talk call the name say gun or bullet or for talk say they want buy gun and bullet. The first reason and the most important reason now their mindset. Now people the way they know say they go back go stay for Cameroon. Ambazonia go continue for be part of Cameroon according to them. So they prepare their mind. Forget sorry, had me Pobia go sorry them, he go forgive them. They not get no interest. They not get the interest at the heart of those boys the way they fight, where they claim say they represent them. Before they will even want mention Swiss process. Bo Herbert be already jump talk say they support any way the key man. Say being a good person, they want claim goodness. No, they are not good. These are blood suckers who are calling for the murder of fellow Ambazonians. But they are afraid to call for the killing of Cameroon military men or to buy weapons and guns. They are the worst type of human beings you can expect. If Ambazonians were to fall in the hands of these thieves and con men, like Dr. Cho Ayaba said, you will be manipulated for the rest of your life. You will suffer for the rest of your life. Ambazonia have a chance. God has given us enough time to blow away this death away from us. Continue with the voice note from the Supreme Commander of the Ambazonia Defense Forces, General Efang.
Then you have, in the beginning, you talk about this side. That I need to join.
No, I did not take time until I was able to understand what you have said now.
The fact is just that we are in a revolution, and we need, in a revolution, what we need in a revolution is what we call defense. We don't need a government in a revolution. The people are the ones to choose that government. If you say that you call yourself interim government, or a group of people call themselves that they are interim government, who are they controlling in this Ambazonia? Because they are not controlling me. I am a self-defense force that I'm defending my country so that it will have its independence. But some people are already calling themselves that interim government. Who are they controlling, and what can they offer as a government in a country that is having war with the Republic of Cameroon? What can they offer?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I was just talking like that. I told me like an observer. Now, from what we have discussed so far, I now understand a lot of things that we have an elephant that people can get from the legs, others get from the head, and then when the animal is down, then they start sharing. That's what I now understand.
Ayabacho is a leader. Ayabacho is not a president. Even is the president under the leadership of the egg of CADF, but not a president in the country. When the revolution will come to an end, it is the people of Ambazonia who will come up with their leader. When they know that Ayabacho will be fit to become their president, they will elect him as a president. But let's stop deceiving ourselves that we have something in this revolution called interim government, because that is one of the things that have brainwashed the Ambazonian people. If you look, for example, when I went to Bui, and these boys in Bui, I was in their hands. The so-called interim government said that they should kill all of us. They killed 23 of us. I was the only survivor. Is that a government asking other people to kill other people? Is that the revolution we are fighting for?
No.
You see, there's nothing like a government. Some people are just at least manipulating some Ambazonian people for their own benefit and interest. But some of us that we are wise, and the Lord God has opened our eyes. We see the truth. So you people who are still blind, I already pray that God should open your eyes, and you people should see the reality and the truth of this revolution. Because there is nothing like interim government. What we have is defense. Let's focus on defense. Tomorrow we will come with a government. It's our people in Ambazonia who will bring up their government, who will govern them. So let's stop deceiving ourselves.
That is true. So what you are saying is very true. What you are saying is very true. Now is to put the elephant down. Some people can be getting from the legs, some from the head, some from the body, and then when the elephant is down, you can start deciding what is what. I agree with you.
And we cannot put the elephant down if you have that notion or you have that idea that there's something like interim government. Because the interim government have a way of reasoning. And the self-defense group, the Amber Defense Forces, or the self-defense group has its own way to reason. And they cannot reason together. And since they cannot reason together, there must always be a conflict, because this man is calling himself interim government, where this man is calling himself the Amber Defense Forces, or the egg of sea. You understand?
Yes.
So that is one of the problems that we have on this revolution. And you people are the people who are landed and you are work under the government of the Republic. You're supposed to know some of these things, and you're supposed to make our people, some of our people who believe on you people, to understand that in a revolution, there is nothing like a government. What we need is self-defense, to defend our people, defend our country. When we succeed the elephant, when it is on the ground, from there the people will decide that you will be the government who will govern this country, or you will be the president who have the order to implement in Ambazonia. You see where we are feeling?
Right. Then you are right.
You are right. You are right. There we go. If something is wrong, it is wrong. No matter how much you try to use a wrong method, you will not succeed. You will become the problem. If you actually put Ambazonia first, if you actually want to do the right thing for the sake of the people, you will do the right thing. You will put away this poisonous ideology and embrace a liberation approach that is efficient and that is attainable. In the oath taken by every ADF, soldier, and official, we promise to fight to liberate Ambazonia till death. We promise and take an oath to defend Ambazonia and never to turn over Ambazonia to any politician without going through a democratic election for the people to choose for themselves the individual they want to constitute a government. Even as a human being, when I listen to these people, Chris Anu, Sako, who are incapable of making even a logical articulation of our case, let alone make statement with practical logic. These are people with the IQ of a 5-year-old holding a dangerous ideology that is gradually cancerous to the soul of Ambazonia. There is no redemption to that system. Like Dr. Cho Ayaba said, there is no reform. It has to be abandoned. It has to be phased out, and people have to realign themselves. Or those nationalist movements that are efficient should be empowered and become the absolute dominant power to represent Ambazonia. Otherwise, we will only get what we plan for. Miracle will not happen. Monkey no go born dog. We will reap what we sow. Ambazonians should not live in short-term victories. It will never help us in any way. Let's realign ourselves. Let's focus our energy where we can get the result that we intend. It is not a science. This is just common sense. God bless you. Capo Daniel, signing out.
One more idea, one more. I give one more idea, one more. I give one more idea, one more. For Kumbum, for Kumbum, for Kumbum. One day, take when one day, say, then what you say, even though, then what you say, then what you say, even though, then what you say, then what you say, then what you say, then what you say, even, then what you say, then what you say, commander, then what you say.